Wake your ass up
or take a damn nap.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have.
It's time.
Sean, you were twerking. That's going to happen.
Murph, don't be a dick all your life.
It's one of the more fun podcasts I've ever done.
Hey, I tell you what, if you're not talking about sports in the man cave, I better not say you got a bed.
That's it.
Hey, we've got a full house for episode 229. And, my roots back in my media days and always will be special to me is high school athletics. And we've got a special group. I know it's not the entire team, but the Stony Point Tigers of Round Rock ISD, they're having what I want to say is a dreamlike season. And we've got their coach, Antoine Thompson, who has a story in itself. And we've got three guys who are key to this. But before we get started with that, we got to give a shout out to Hargrove Roofing. They are based out of Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, to be exact. They've made their way into Texas, and their slogan is know who's on your roof. It's pretty much key for any business. You kind of want to know who's doing the work and trusting, and call those guys because they do a phenomenal job. And I got to make fun of myself first and foremost. In the middle box, it's like watching the Brady Bunch here with all the boxes, and there's no problem with that. But Josiah Moseley and his brother, J.E., they're in the middle box. So the older one, J.E., is to the right in the middle, and then Josiah, the younger brother, on the left. Guys, first and foremost, I made a mistake. I hope one day you'll forgive me for this. These guys, it's magical. 24-1 overall. You're number 5 in the top classification in the state of Texas, and a 3-game lead. And we still have, I think, 4 district games to go before the madness begins. I'll begin with Tiki on the bottom. Tell me a little bit about this team. How did you guys reach the level you guys are? 24-1. You're literally this far in the year and almost undefeated. That's almost unheard of in Texas high school basketball at the top level.
Yeah. So I think what it was is that we really we got to work like as soon as it hit, as soon as the school year ended. During the summertime, Coach Thompson had us going in the morning for 2 hours, 1 hour for strength and conditioning, and then an hour for shooting around. And we did that pretty much 5 days a week throughout the whole summer. So I think that's what it was, is that we all started to really work out with each other throughout the summer and get to bond there, and also get straight to work. And the work during the summer, it was hard. Yeah. And then going into the fall, we didn't stop or nothing. We just kept on going. So I think that's what's really helped us.
Now to the Moseley brothers, I've got to ask you this. I mean, you're the defending district champions. And then Coach Thompson, obviously he's new. What's changed with him that not only made you guys believe, but to put together a run like this Tiki kind of alluded to it. He said it's hard. And I know everything in life that's successful is hard. But what is it about what Coach Thompson brought to the table and the reason why you guys are having the season that you are?
Oh, I think from the beginning, we knew from his intensity and from the amount of work that he would put into the scout and just being on top of us on the little things. We knew how much it meant to him. And so when we started playing, we weren't just really playing for ourselves, but we were also playing for him.
Now, Antoine, so Coach Thompson and I go back to his days at LBJ, and we'll get to that shortly. Do you honestly believe now that, and I know we've said it in conversation, you end up where you belong? You really do. Yeah. Has this made you a believer? Because everywhere you've been, I think all the kids, your players, all say the same thing. They enjoy being coached by you.
Sure. Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Sean. You knew my passion and you knew my where I was with LBJ. And leaving that situation, it was difficult. But, God has a way to speak to us and put us in positions to gravitate towards new beginnings. And honestly, last year in that assistant role, I'll take it back even like 2 months before then. My summer program, ASAC, had an event in Hayes, and I seen the Mosleys and Tiki. Tiki, you were still playing with Future then, right? I seen all three of these guys at our event, and I let them know, I was coming over. We're going to change some things. And, I was looking forward to it. I was kind of optimistic, like, we got this talent, but I don't know how they worked. So, coming into last year, it was solid. It was good under Coach Page's leadership. But it just wasn't who I was, just like with the tenacity of things, the deliberate actions towards everything. And like, I don't regret anything that has happened. I'm very grateful for these young men. I'm very grateful for these three, especially. They make my job easier. And with all these statistical categories, their work ethic, it puts it into play. But I truly, like, I don't question anything that the Lord does, and for this to manifest into what it's done, I mean, it's beautiful. It's great for the community. It's great for Stony Point High School. It's great for all athletics at Stony Point, and it's humongous for boys basketball right now.
So I don't want, and I'm a superstitious guy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to.
Hey, Sean, I don't mean to cut you off. Guys, tell Sean how superstitious I am.
Oh, please do. Please do.
When we went into the classroom to watch film, I just went and I sat right next to him, and he straight looked at me and said, "That's not where you used to sit. Like, you always sit over there." So he kicked out my seat, and he told everyone to sit like in the spot that we've been sitting in. He was like, "I'm not gonna change nothing up," and we were like.
And when we stretch on game days too, one time we were stretching on the opposite side, and he asked what was going on, and told all of us to just get up and go to the other side, and we had to restart our whole stretches because of it.
Oh my God, that is, what, I don't have a problem with that. I know this is going to sound disgusting, but it's kind of like baseball. If you're on a streak, you're on a heater, and you don't change your underwear. I mean, I wouldn't expect that, but I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. And I don't know what happened to Coach Thompson. There he goes. But so, speaking of Coach Thompson, your path to Stony Point, and this is where he and I began our connection, kind of our relationship. He was at LBJ, and all you gentlemen, you guys know of the power that LBJ has been for decades in this area, and he was a part of it. And I think what it all boils down to is there's a guy who has maybe the best dressed coach, at least in Central Texas, the legendary Freddie Roland. That guy, that's not the purple suit that I had hoped to find, but I'll start with Coach Thompson. Your time at LBJ and him being a mentor and helping you become the coach that you are today.
Man, what can I like? So a lot of people don't know that my relationship with Coach Roland, my grandpa taught Coach Roland how to play golf. So I've been knowing Coach Roland since I was 6, 5. And over the years playing against Manor and LBJ games, and me living in LBJ's attendance zone, but attending Manor, all of these things derived into our relationship. Me getting to LBJ those 6 years. what he taught me was beyond basketball, though. Like, it wasn't the basketball pieces. Like, a lot of people want to talk about Roland's accolades on the basketball side, but it's the wins outside of basketball that matter the most to me. It's the relationships that he created outside of basketball that matters to me. It's the culture that he creates outside of basketball that matter to me. And that's what we're trying to do at Stony right now. Like, Josiah has a shirt on that you know, we pride ourselves on right now.
There it is.
Been now some. Oh, you're tooting.
What are we modeling here?
There we go.
This is an OnlyFans account over here.
The something to prove motto is just who we are.
Right.
That's the culture building piece that I just absolutely am grateful for Coach Roland and embodying in me and manifesting to these guys, because Tiki and JE are our senior captains right now, and they've done a good job with putting a trajectory of culture throughout our program and throughout the school. So, you know, it's always the stuff outside of basketball that mattered to me the most with Freddie. And you know, forever grateful for our mentorship. Forever grateful for my time at LBJ. But you know, there's so many other things that I could talk about with Coach Roland. But I'm positive. I'm so grateful for the things outside of basketball that were given to me from him. Tiki, have y'all heard some colorful things in the gym this year? J.E., Josiah, have y'all heard some colorful things?
Yeah. Like what you mean? What you mean about,
you know, holding you guys accountable?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff, but you know, I don't know. Like, it's nothing like bad, but it's just
I don't know if it's like appropriate. Bro. It's not. I don't want to say it's not inappropriate, but like, you just gotta just gotta be able to take it. You know, you can't be like you can't be like soft skinned.
Sometimes he get onto us, and like the way he be saying it, sometimes like you kind of want to laugh because like it is like
it's like with the intensity too. You think it'd be like something inappropriate, but it's really not. Like if you break everything down, all he's really telling you is like to just be in the right spot, or to like to just give one more effort, to give more effort or something like that.
And it all makes sense now. I mean, I'm a firm believer in you've got to have fun. I think true brotherly love comes from sarcasm and making fun of each other and creating those. I mean, we could write a book between all five of us of all the when I was your ages, some of our brothers, our boys, so to speak. So I think there's a true indication of love for a coach if they're impersonating him. And my favorite one, and this has nothing to do with this, I just remember when I was covering Oklahoma, Bob Stoops has two twin boys, Drake and Isaac. And the players at OU would always try to get Drake and Isaac when they were about this tall, which they were probably my height at age 8. I didn't, but they were trying to get him to make fun of their own dad all the time. Bob Stoops in the end, and they would all, So get to the point. I'm wasting time here because I have ADHD and I talk a lot, but I came across some video, or it was sent to me. You guys, pretty solid rendition of making fun of your own coach, and I've got it right here, and I cannot wait to talk about this.
Jimmy, put your nuts on his head. Get on the line, ball, take a charge. Box out! Box out! Hey, go get him out. Go get him out. What are you doing? Get on the line. What are you doing? You don't get your nuts on your head.
Where did you find that picture? Where did you get that picture?
Oh my God, I did a little searching.
Oh my. Oh wow.
It's are we do those really bring home who Coach Thompson is to a T, or are we missing out on some of it?
No, that's it right there. That's him.
Yeah, that covered pretty much like most of it.
That was like perfect. It was like perfect.
Could y'all tell which parts I edited out because I enjoyed it. I was thinking, how would this be perceived? Because you know how everyone's very soft-natured in society, and they want to flip things that don't exist.
Yeah.
Can you guys offer anything else, or is that's just spot on?
Yeah, I think we got spot on.
Yeah, it's just the intensity and like just like there's just intensity that he always brings. Like that's him every day, and that's what's good. Like that's what brought us to be so successful. That's what it is.
I love it, and that's when you can be comfortable and you perform. Coach Thompson, I gotta let you defend yourself. Fairly impressed by their impersonations.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know why we were in the classroom that day, but I think I was getting on their tail about something, or we were watching. I don't know why we were in the classroom. We were meeting, and one of the other coaches kept them back, and I'm like, "No, let them go, get them out of there." And 25 minutes later, that video like comes up, and I'm like, "Oh my!" It did make me smile. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny because I'm like, ooh. Does that happen sometimes? But no, man, that's the culture piece, right? Right. Like we have fun. I love them. I provide them some tough love. However, like they're kids. I'm still a young coach. Like we gotta have fun in this. And I'm very appreciative that they are in that space to where they feel they can have that humor, that camaraderie, that brotherhood with each other. But it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty good.
That's some of the best I've seen. So on that note, as we're seeing impersonation, let's get to know Tiki and the Mosleys a little better. A little delay. So, Coach Thompson, I've got to remove this graphic because we won't see your face other than that horrible Philadelphia Eagles beanie.
Oh, sorry. Super Bowl going, future champion Eagles. What can I say?
So we'll start right to left. I had to put Tupac in there. That's what Coach Thompson and I kind of coming up in our generations. California love. Who has ties to California?
Me and Josiah do.
Yeah, we both do.
What ties? Tell them your roots.
I was born in Bakersfield, but then I was raised in LA.
I was born in LA. So
now, what brought you guys to the Austin Round Rock area?
Our parents' job. They had like a job opportunity out here.
That's been a trend for like 30 years.
I've been hearing more and more lately about like people from California coming to Texas.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people that were born in California too. So yeah.
No, I like it. Hey, if it weren't for that trend, we would not have met.
Yeah,
more than likely.
It's a good trend.
It's a great trend. It's called bringing in other cultures from the country and bringing other fine Americans into the mix. Let's go Kevin Hart and The Rock. Interesting duo there. So who is a fan and who has ties to those two?
I'm not sure about ties, but I just like them because they're always funny. And like for me, like I'm always just trying to have a good time. There's some times like where I'll be goofing off a lot actually, and like during practices and stuff like that. Just always trying to like have like make people laugh and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I like them. Like they're just funny, and that's just kind of what I'm trying to be. So yeah.
What's your favorite Kevin Hart Rock movie?
Which one was they in? Central Intelligence. I like the Central Intelligence.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one's funny. Like
you gotta go Jumanji too.
Yes.
Both Jumanjis are funny.
I think yeah, you're right. But the Central Intelligence one, it was like a lot of action, but it was also funny too. Like it was like a lot but it's still funny. Yeah.
I've been curious to each of you. Don't you think, especially Kevin Hart and The Rock, there's a lot of ad-libbing. There's a lot of off the cuff. They don't go by the script. Would you think that's a fair statement?
Yeah.
Especially like the way they act, even when like they're off camera and stuff too. So you just gotta know like when they're on camera and when they got a script, they don't like always go by it.
Yeah. It's story of life again. I'm going deep, everything. I got to be one of those guys. So if I point out my discrepancy up top, Tiki or Josiah, that should read Tiki or the Moseleys. That's what. Yeah. It goes back to the beginning. What I said, I was like, oh my goodness. And then, this is a great opportunity. We get both of you guys.
Here we go.
In one frame. So that's a lacrosse racket and a ball. Did someone in here play lacrosse or still plays lacrosse as well?
Me and John Eric both played.
Wow.
I forget. It was like in 2017, 2016.
Where we stopped. But we've been playing since like we were in California.
Yeah, we've been playing for a minute. But we stopped.
We really stopped to like mainly focus on basketball because lacrosse. I don't want to say it was kind of getting in the way, but it was just kind of like we knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't lacrosse. So we had to like make a decision. It was a pretty easy decision.
Yeah, it was definitely getting away from me. And then, I wasn't really focusing on basketball when I was playing lacrosse. So.
Oh my, that's a good one. That's
a great one. So lacrosse is really growing here in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference between the way it is now and what it is in California?
In California, I don't really remember as many like people playing, and like I see a lot of people when I was like really playing lacrosse, like a lot of people just practicing, and we got invited to like a few camps, a few lacrosse camps too. But in California, it was really not like that. Like it still was kind of like a C+ sport. Yeah, not really like how it is out here.
Yeah, I feel like it's way more serious in Texas than it is in California.
Wow. Okay. Because it is growing at a massive rate.
Yeah.
And it's I have heard it helps in all sports, and it's very similar to football. They just started it when I was in high school. I was strictly football, and they were just starting, and we looked down on it. But now, if I'm a student or even a parent of a high school kid, I'm definitely not looking down on it. I think it's a great sport, actually. So the one on the left, I saved maybe the best for last. I'm actually starving right now. This is a temptation right now because the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A and the Chick-fil-A sandwich, the fried with all the calories and carbs, it's not good for you at all, but it's good any time of the week and day. Who are we tying that to?
Honestly, I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
No.
All three of y'all. Don't lie.
That's not. I think that's John Eric and Tiki more than me.
Is that right?
I'm not really like. The only reason I go to Chick-fil-A is because like that's where they go and I can't drive. Like if I had a chance to go somewhere, Chick-fil-A would probably not be my first option.
Yeah, no, that's my first option for sure. Like my grandparents, they bring me food before game, and I always tell them Chick-fil-A. They're like, "Are you sure you want Chick-fil-A? Like we can go anywhere you want." I was like, "Yes, I'm sure I want Chick-fil-A." Like, yeah, if I could eat that every day, I'd eat that every day. That's cute.
Dude.
Hey, Chick-fil-A. We're going to tag you in this. Give Tiki an NIL deal, but can you do that now in the UIL? I don't know.
You can't do it in the UIL, but I think it's coming. Shout out to Mr. Johnson and all the chicks from Round Rock to Belton, Texas. Shout out to Mr. Johnson.
There we go. Endorsements. Maybe we can get endorsements to all of you.
Hey, I'll take it.
Man, that's what it's about. So, I've got to bring this up because you guys, it's a real possibility. And so Coach Thompson and I still think about the Irwin Center.
Man.
But for the Final Four, the state tournament. But when you see this, I want to hear what you guys are thinking. First player, then coach. Do you guys ever talk about this scene right here ever?
We talk about that. We talk about that every day. Like, the reason why the coaches are so hard onto us is because of that. The state championship is because that's the goal that we're working for. Like, for example, like in games when they're close games, we only win by like 6 or 8. They're like, yeah, we won. Like, congrats, you won. But that's not what we're working for. Like, we're working for something bigger than this. Like, we're not worried about the game right now. We're worried about the state championship, and in order to do that, we need to do all these little things right. And that's an everyday thing. They're onto us all about that. So yeah.
Yeah, like this has been our goal since like the season. Like we've been all we've been talking about like the whole year is just state, because we know how good we are. We know we have all the key aspects to win state. Like we don't really I want to say we don't really like care about winning district, because that's obviously first, but the main goal is state. Like that's where we're trying to get.
And I feel like it was evident since the TABC, shout out Coach Saunders, because I remember when he first came, as soon as he came, he was like, my goal is to win state. So even since the TABC, since June or July, we had our goal in mind.
Yeah, Coach Thompson, you've been to both the Irwin Center because that was when it was more intimate. And no slight against San Antonio. The move had to be made because of economics in Austin. Mm-hmm. I get it. But now kids are getting used to this at the Alamo Dome. Mm-hmm. This is the destination. Yeah. A lot of people say they want to do it, but I kind of get the impression that this team has what it takes and the components to do it. I mean, from a coach's point of view, that picture and for what you see for this team and what that does for you.
Man, I foresee it in our near future. We talk about March 10th all the time. We talk about getting to this pinnacle, and it's not with the X and O's. It's with the other intangibles outside of the floor. We talk about the discipline and commitment to the game outside of the floor. And that's one strong suit that I have to credit to these guys. They bust their butts on a day-to-day basis, and they stay locked in. You know me, I've had some talented teams, particularly that 2018 team that made it to regional finals. The difference between that team and this team is the particulars to details. The talent is here, the academia is here, the skill levels here, but the level of details that this team manifests into it aligns with what the goals are to make it to state. Not just make it to state, but we got a great chance to win state this year. And like J.E. said, shout out to our staff, Coach Paul Button, Coach Saunders, Coach Hill, my individuals that helped me out with Dallas and Devon. I mean, we do a great job with putting these guys in position, and they do a phenomenal job with mastering the scouts, mastering the floor, doing what they need to do both on and off the floor that make us successful. So when I see that, it gives me chills because, I mean, hey, let's just be frank. No one has ever done it in Austin. And if we were to do it, and when we do it, it's continuing the history that we've already set forth thus far from what we've done up until this point.
And it's believing in it like anything. You guys, I can tell by the tone in your voices that this is not that false confidence. I feel like you guys believe it. You guys are really dialed in, and then you can just tell about a person's work ethic by how they speak and with the conviction. And I'm not just saying that because you guys are in front of me.
Where's that at?
Don't edit them out, Sean. Keep them in there. Keep
it going. Hey, we need more moms and dads.
Hey.
How you doing, Mrs. Morin?
Hi, how are you?
I'm Sean Clinch, by the way. Just some random guy with a large head on a podcast.
hey, there he is. Look, this is the hardest.
There's the UPS king right there, baby.
That is the hardest working UPS driver I know through and through. Are you? I'm glad to see that you're safe today.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't so bad.
Really?
No?
Just had to be careful for falling branches. That's kind of the branches right now more than the roads, I think.
Yeah.
That is not shocking right there.
Hey,
that
Sean, Mrs. Morin works at what I'll be lying if I say the elementary. I know one of the elementaries in around KSD, and she is awesome on that campus. We visited the school and she was everywhere in like 40 minutes. I'm like, what? How many roles do you have here?
I like the liaison for everybody.
Literally everybody. I'm like, what is going on?
Well, this is a privilege to meet you. Oh, so now I know the proper pronunciation, Morin.
Morin.
Yes. Morin. So this is how we end the first segment. There's been some Hall of Fame stories from a lot of guests. This being, as you can tell, episode 229, the Man Cave story brought to us by Jim Saxon State Farm Insurance. So collectively, do you guys have a Man Cave story which is as comical being told right now as it was when that moment happened?
We've had a lot of stuff. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna go first. And this happened like last year, but on our way to San Antonio, with the Cane's chicken, and everybody had the Cane's chicken, the good, good. I don't know, Sean. Like I was just like naturally making a video.
That's a good one.
It became like
viral.
Like sometimes it just comes up in a lot. Good. I'm like, you're not even eating anything right now, but sure, yeah. That was a good moment with the kid. I think like just the comical moments that we've had with each other are like really cool, really good.
That's what's special.
Yeah.
Would you guys all agree that represents all of you?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I remember when he first did that. I was laughing. It was good.
I was honestly confused at first. I don't know
that was a Kane. I didn't know that was a Kane saying or something. I don't know why he was saying that.
Like,
good.
I remember. I think it was Kevin. Kevin like held up a piece of chicken. It was good.
Well, fellas, we're going to take a very quick break, and we're going to talk about things not even related to you guys, but what is needed and necessary are your opinions on some hot sports takes, if you will, and that is coming up on the other side of this break.
Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
Break known to mankind in any podcast, I assume, but you got to give a shout out to people who help you, like Hargrove Roofing and Honest AC and Plumbing. You see it everywhere in the Round Rock, where these young, fine American young men are. Honest AC and Plumbing, and they've told me not to forget to emphasize plumbing, especially right now with people's busted pipes. Hopefully, not many of those, and to give them a shout. So. Super Bowl LVII. I like the Roman numeral part of it. It's coming up, and I love history. I love historic moments. It's going to be the first Super Bowl in which two African-American quarterbacks are starting, and we have a biased member in the room.
Go Birds!
The Eagles. I'm a devoted Cowboys guy. I'll give them respect. It's just hard to do that with Philly, but I want us to hear from both the quarterbacks, and I want to hear each of your opinions because they are worth more than mine.
To be honest, you work really hard to put yourself in this position, and I'm forever grateful. Only God knows the things that each individual on this team has been able to overcome to come together as a team.
My goal is to win the Super Bowl. And obviously the AFC Championship is something that I'll forever remember, winning that Lamar Hunt trophy at Arrowhead Stadium. But to me, the job's not finished. All you can think about is how are you going to get better? We're playing – this is a great football team that we're going up against. I think you've seen that the last few weeks and this whole entire season.
So there you go, gentlemen. I'll start at the top, the Mosleys. Hurts and Mahomes, historic. I think it's where we made a lot of progress and on all levels of society. But for you guys to be able to witness, you guys are still young men, all of you, including Coach Thompson, to see that outside of the game, away from the game, the Super Bowl is. What does that mean to you as far as witnessing that happen?
Oh, I just feel like it's like progress to like for where we once were to where we are now. And obviously there's still like a lot that needs to be done, but it's always good to celebrate when there's like progress.
How about you, Coach Thompson?
Oh man. First of all, it's a way to kick off Black History Month. Let's just be facts.
Great point.
I'm gonna make sure that in all PE classes and health classes across America, that is being discussed in the month of February. But no, in all seriousness, as a true Eagles fan, it feels great to see Jalen get to that point. I seen Jalen compete in high school in Texas at Channel View, so it's awesome to see him get there. But with Patrick, it's unique in the same way. I have Patrick's cousin playing with my 15U team over the summer. His uncle Joey Martin is the head coach at Temple High School, and Houston's playing with us this summer. So the ties are there, but I'm gonna piggyback on JE to see where we're progressing to see the Black quarterback not have this stereotype and be a representation of America's and the world's biggest game at the highest level. Is pretty outstanding to see. So I love it. I love it.
I love everything. And then, of course, Tiki, we need to learn how to pronounce your last name correctly. That's directed toward myself. Tiki Morin. This piece of football history, it's not just football. I like to look at it as a bigger picture. Do you see that as being another sign of progress, as everyone has mentioned as well?
For sure. Just the whole stereotypes of everything of it's kind of like a personal story. It's personal for me because there's a lot of people that say that Mexicans can't play basketball, or they should be playing soccer, or they should be playing baseball, and all those stereotypes. So to see the first ever two African Americans in the Super Bowl, it's really changing the world and changing how people think about okay, well, maybe that's not a stereotype, and it's just going to change the outlook on everything. So that's what I'm really grateful for.
Coach Thompson, I know you'll want. He mentioned that a Mexican or Mexican American, either or, should not play basketball. I think we should try to coordinate a meeting with Eduardo Nájera.
Hey, no, for real, a baller.
My God,
could handle that rock, put it in the hole, man. Hooper, real hooper.
That guy played at OU, phenomenal, even better person. I know there's not too much to say about the Dallas Cowboys, except they have mass exodus of the coaching staff. Great year. Not going to take it away. I'm trying not to be biased because I am. I'm a little upset, angry, disappointed. But will you guys, before we move to what I see as a Dallas Cowboy tie, would you agree that Dak is wrongfully criticized? Yay or nay?
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I don't be watching football like this. Like I don't be.
I
listening to
don't really watch the NFL.
No, I think some of the stuff is out of his control, but sometimes he is like rightfully to be criticized.
Good point.
Like I think like for him to be getting paid that much money, and for them not even to be able to make it to the NFC Championship is just kind of like baffling.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The number one Eagles fan in what is it? 78556. Is that your zip code?
I'm 2-8.
Okay.
2-8, baby.
So, what's your opinion of the Dak situation? Overpaid, not return on investment?
I think with the bigger expectations comes bigger responsibilities, you know, and there were just outright like he didn't make the winning plays, you know. So I think the criticism needs to be given, but I think we also need to support him a little bit more, you know, like with the Kellen Moore move. It helps him. I don't want to say that, but I think it does help him. I think, you know, giving them a fresh start with Dak and Zeke, and you got to play Pollard. I'm scared. I'm scared when that dude's in the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
He really is.
You know, Dak is a great leader, and you need that in your locker room. Dak can make plays, but I mean, you want to be the guy. I tell Josiah this all the time. If you want to be a dude, it comes with higher expectations. So you got to be a dude all the time.
That's it. There is nothing false about that statement. But I will say this: the Dallas Cowboys can say they caused this.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring.
Dallas put it on him.
They forced him to retire, and you can. This is how I know that this one's real. He's on the beach already. Like,
yeah.
He's ready to go. He's done.
He knew.
He's done. There's nothing more. There's no more he can do. Like,
no, he's the GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT. But Cowboys did have the last laugh. But that was there. The Cowboys are 1-7 against Tom Brady.
Goated.
Let that sit in.
Goated.
Hey, TikToking of the week in the man cave. You guys are all on it. There's a lot of funny things. Some things I can't show on here. Well, I guess I could, but this just didn't seem right. From my era in college, there's a group called Blackstreet. There's some folks from the woods with their rendition of this. Let me hear what you guys think.
She's got the habit. Maybe you're perfect 10. I want to get in. Can I get down so I can win? Yeah, no diggity. Got to bag it up. Like the way you work it. No diggity. Got to bag it up.
This is like
that's a thumbs down.
I don't know what I just watched. I don't know what that was.
Hey, what did we just watch?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. If you told me we were going out and that version of No Diggity came on, I'm mad at somebody. Somebody has to pay me for something that I just paid for in this establishment. That's not it.
That was it somewhere to the west of Gerald, Texas. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. No offense. I love you, Gerald.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Gentlemen, we'll start with Tiki Morin on the bottom. What's something going on in your world that people probably need to open their eyes to that, man, you see as motivating and inspiring?
Something motivating
or inspiring, or something that people really that people need to just it should be a little bit more positive about the world around them.
Probably, I'm just kind of gonna be about like respecting Stony Point basketball and what we do. It's like specifically like what our coaches do. Like they do a lot of stuff for us. they're like working hard for us, and the fact that like there's some people like on like because I be seeing it on Twitter, they be disrespecting them and disrespecting us. Like it's just kind of like I don't know, like I don't know why y'all still doing it, but it's motivating for us. But I don't know, people need to start hating on us. They need to stop hating on us. So
I love it. That is good. The Mosleys, tell me something good.
Well, I'll go like what TV said. Like seeing the families, like people's families and like fans at our games. Like they even come to like games like I forgot. I think they played in Steel, and there were some like families there, and that's like an hour and a half away. Just seeing them like going over there and supporting us and like watching us win and cheering with us. I think that's like really motivating and like shows us who we do all this for. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. It's inspiring me to get rid of the superstitious side of me and just come see you guys play more often. Seriously. If Coach Thompson will allow me. And
come on.
Hey, I'll even pay admission. Make a donation.
You're not paying to get in any gym that I'm in.
How about you, Coach Thompson? Tell me something good in your role.
I'm going to let J.E. go. I think he.
Oh, yeah, please do.
I feel like it's just like everyone as a whole, to be honest. I think sometimes we get so caught up in like the goal and like what we're trying to do, and we don't really appreciate like everyone that's involved in like the bonds that we're building right now. So I'm really just saying like really just the bonds that we're building right now. Like that's like something that I feel like even like past basketball and when we're done, like when basketball's like past us, like I just said, past us and stuff, we'll still be able to hold on to our bonds and hold on to these memories and still be able to talk about them and joke about them and stuff.
I love that. That is borderline a word I rarely use, but I'm going to use it now. Profound.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, that's one of those SAT words that I don't use enough. But it's true, man. People need to something good. If people this was told to me 5 years ago by a coach, be where your feet are. And what is it? It's cliche, but everybody needs to listen to this. And I try to use it. Trust the process.
Absolutely.
Coach, tell me something good.
Something good, man. I got a couple things. One, my family is healthy. We're good. We're well. But I mentioned them because of this strenuous process this year. I've taken so much time away from them. And they've understood and gravitated towards, what daddy has to do, hubby has to do. So like, I'm so grateful for them understanding that. But secondary to that, I would just talk about what the boys are saying. Like for the community of Stony Point High School, this is something monumental. This is something historic. This is something that, I got a lot of weight. We have a lot of weight on our shoulders with the expectations right now. So to see our community come together, to see the school and the student body get behind us. Shout out to our Blue Crew. Sean, our Blue Crew is our fan base. They are phenomenal. They travel with us. They're at every game. They have themes for every game. But to see the culture starting to just grow, seeing all our coaching staffs across athletics, across every program grow, that's what matters the most with this, because the kids are the forefront of everything. And if our kids are winning, and I'm not just talking about games, but winning in the classroom, winning outside of the classroom, being productive citizens, that makes me feel great about this ministry that I have, because this is what I love to do, and to see our community come together like we do, like we are right now, is such an outstanding feeling.
That was beautiful, and it's also a testament that I don't think enough credit is ever given to how sports in general brings people from all backgrounds and communities together.
Sure.
And that was well stated. And I highly recommend everybody watching this, whether you're if you're another part of Texas, I get it. Or another part of the country, I know you're not going to fly in to see a high school basketball team play, but you can follow them online. You can. I'll be tweeting about them too. And but when you get a chance in the Austin area, if you're within an hour, you need to come see these guys play. Stony Point, the Tigers, they've been around a little while in Round Rock ISD. Tremendous character kids, as we've seen in this episode, and I can't thank you guys, and I can't thank you, Coach Thompson, for our friendship and my new friendships with the Mosleys and Tiki and Tiki's parents now too. I just found out, I just found out Tiki's dad. We follow each other on Twitter, and I appreciate you guys. I know this is a lot longer than we talked about, but man, I think it was well worth it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, Sean. This was fun. We appreciate it. Tiger family, continue to support us. Anyone that would like to support Stony Point basketball, our Twitter is STP Tiger Hoops, and our Instagram is STP Tiger Hoops with an underscore at the end of the S. Follow us for up-to-date information. We greatly appreciate you, Sean.
Man, we appreciate you guys. You guys are great ambassadors to the great game of high school basketball. And listen, man, these guys have literally essentially 2 weeks left in the regular season. And they've got to cram in some games because we've had some weather here. We can't handle a piece of ice on the ground very well here in this part of the country. So I commend all these high school basketball teams, what they're going to have to do. But the run to San Antonio begins in a little over 2 weeks, I believe, for these guys. And man, you got a fan right here and all the stories inside the man cave, no doubt.
There we go.
Hey, for the Mosleys, for Tiki, for Coach Thompson and the OG man cave boys, that being Hardball Hards, Big Mike, and Coach Mo, we out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.